Welcome back. Dudes of Divination have arrived to take up an hour and a half of your time. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so last time, our heroes here arrived in the sleepy little village of Ravenmoor and began questioning about the missing tax collector, Elias Kyle. Everybody that they talked to seems to be on the same page, that Elias got his tax payment and left. And the running rumor is that Elias took the money for himself and disappeared to Riddleport. Like a bastard. They recently met Mayor Kriegler, and they are reconvening after speaking to the mayor, and they're going to be joining him for a sermon on a place called the Stones tonight. But first...
I think we, after they went and talked to Voltron, and we talked to the mayor. Voltron's obviously not the right name. Vioric.
Clearly we'd come back and we'd tell everything that we learned so that we don't actually...
The trading post owner is a dick.
Are you sure you're not just the dick? Why don't you go play some jugs with those old guys?
His daughter's pretty good looking, though.
I think...
For a human.
Since we have time, we should go check out the river before the stones tonight. Is what I think we should do next.
Possibly by the mill? Start there, go to the river? I'm sure it uses...
close to the river.
I'm sure it uses the river as power to grind the oats.
Sounds like a good plan.
the
First,
mill,
though...
Exactly. The mill is on the river. It's just...
Oh, shit.
I'm a dwarf. I can't swim.
He's dense.
We'll get your floaties. Auguries, whatever it was called.
We're going to a river. Why wouldn't we be swimming?
I think I can stabilize. I'll stabilize you so you float more
I
buoyantly.
can splash around in the shallows, but that's about all I'm good at.
Dying creature.
As he's a dead man floating on the ground, stabilize.
So that he's stuck in a continuous drowning state.
Yes.
Nope, you're not dying yet. Nope.
I can't make the jump. You'll have to toss me.
Yeah, so I think we head to the mill. Unless anyone else wants to go somewhere else.
I like wood.
And it's understanding that Elias most likely took the money and headed to Riddleport.
That seems to be the speculation.
That's kind of the common idea of the town. As far as this guy,
I cast the spell and then I'll roll to see.
the guy seems pretty straightforward. The mayor, he seems pretty on the up and up.
Vioric has forget the incident.
Good.
That's good.
I don't care.
It worked. Hey, my intimidate check worked. That's all that matters.
I need 10 minutes, though.
I don't need that man's approval.
As I... Is there like a table or anything?
We're here to make friends.
No, not really. You'd have to probably do it on the ground.
I'll just sit down on the ground then.
Fair
And I pull out my hero cards. And I'm going to look for fortune, good or bad, on the... As I'm shuffling. What are y'all more worried about? The stones or the feast?
Probably the feast.
Probably the feast.
I would agree.
Alright. And then I go back to work. So, I'm going to do a 10-minute augury on the feast. Try to get a fortune on that.
Just good or bad? Okay. Your fortune is nothing. Meaning that it doesn't have especially good or bad results.
I'm going to get up, put my cards back in my deck. It would seem we shouldn't have to worry about the feast, probably.
You heard, Elric. Nothing can go wrong tomorrow night. If it does, we know who to blame.
The cards. So, to the mill we go.
To the mill.
I'm going to let my raven just kind of circle around and just kind of keep an eye on the town while we're going off to the river and the mill.
Okay. Yeah, you have an empathic link with it.
Yeah.
So, like, if it is, like, scared or, like, angry or something, it can convey those emotions to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll understand. I won't know what's going on, but I'll understand the feeling. Yeah. That's what it says
Yeah.
on my little sheet here.
Right.
So, he's doing that.
Okay.
I'll see you later, bud.
He flies away majestically.
Yeah. Like a butterfly. His name's Dreamer. Because he believes in dreams. Maybe.
I like it.
The mill. Built of darkly stained river rock and soggy timber, this old structure leans precariously toward the lampback, its wooden wheel rotating the slow-moving waters.
Does it appear anyone's inside?
Or
Yes. You can hear, I mean, the sound of the mill is what you can hear from the outside, but once you get inside, it is apparent that there is a sole female that is just like manning it, making sure that nothing goes wrong.
Sure.
Hey, y'all got wood?
What?
As we're walking up to it, I'll say, y'all got wood.
It's not a lumber mill. It's
Yeah, it's a mill. They use it for like breaking down grains.
But she will say, nothing's for sale.
Why not?
She's like up top and talks to you from there. She says, we supply the villagers with their weekly supplies of grain and milled goods. Can't afford to sell anything.
Okay, then.
What's your name, lass?
Name's Doriv. I'm the miller.
Do you mind coming down and speaking with us?
Sure, I got a minute. She makes her way down.
What does she look like?
She's a middle-aged, like rough, tough-looking woman. Her hands are worn from years of labor, and her skin is like darkened from the sun.
Okay. When she comes down, I'll introduce myself as Nyx and flash the party and be like, we hear there's a quite nasty foe in the waters here. Aren't you afraid he'll come and eat some of your millards?
Water wolf eats children's guts. We don't mill no children's guts around here.
I hope not.
Have you seen this supposed beast before?
I haven't, just heard the tales.
Where is he concentrated?
Not really. Just in the river.
So if I went and waded in the river,
You'd be a crazy person.
the water wolf would eat me.
There's a good chance.
Get that deck out.
She says, what you looking for the water wolf for?
We may have to inspect his stomach.
We're looking for a companion that arrived well before us. That rumor is he left town, but the signs indicate he never left. A red-headed, short, ugly fella.
You're the first outsiders I've seen. I spend most of my time here at the mill.
You never came across a red-headed, ugly, short little fellow?
Not aside from the red-headed, ugly men that live around here all the time.
Fair enough.
All I need.
Does it look like she said she milled the wheat and the grains of the townspeople. Does it look like there's a surplus waiting to be, like, milled?
It's, no. It seems like they're sort of like hand to mouth. Like their things are harvested, they're processed, and they're divvied out.
I'm gonna do a perception of the area. while
Okay.
We're talking to her. No, we're done.
Can I... Does she add anything to the grain? Like, is there anything odd added to it?
No, it's... If you've been in a mill before, it's just sort of like a little rundown.
Okay.
But it is, by all accounts, a normal mill.
Okay. So there's nothing. Okay. Well, Dora, that finishes my questions.
I've got nothing else to chime in on.
It's good meeting you as I walk out the door.
There seems to be a lot of
She nods and goes back to
conflicting
work.
stories around this area. And a lot of lack of information.
Yes, hopefully we will see you tomorrow night.
Well, I reckon the whole town will be going, so we'll see ya.
Can't wait for that roast tick.
She says, I'm partial to roast hog myself, but to each their own.
Okay. Okay, where to?
Onward.
Water.
Are we
Somebody
trying
needs
jump
to go
in?
for a swim.
Are we just gonna cannonball in? Like,
I would say we wade into the water and have them cannonball it.
Who would like to go fetch little Ornagard?
No, we're not gonna throw the kid into the water.
Is there a way to do like
He wouldn't.
I don't
We
know.
wouldn't throw him
Yes,
in.
you
He would just be a
acknowledge
decoy.
what?
you knowledge nature, right?
Oh yeah, I have a little bit of knowledge in the nature.
Ornagard would
Is there a
just
way
be
you
our
can, like, acknowledge
decoy. And
nature
as
to
soon
kinda
as
see
he
if
was in danger,
There's
we would remove
actually
him from the
something
water.
that swims in this water.
We are not.
Sure.
We are not throwing child in the water.
Yeah, can I, like, looking on the banks as Elric suggested, is there anywhere that I can see, like, peer out to try to find some stuff for 21?
That is a high check.
Why, thank you.
I think it's the check you were going to find out.
Oh, darn.
21 is solid. You're just observing the water?
Just trying to figure out, like, is there anything disturbing it? Is there, like, natural wildlife? Like, if this water wolf were anywhere around, how would I find it?
If such a creature was
Yeah.
if such a creature was in the water, it would probably be the main predator of the water.
Yeah. So, are there, like, schools of, well, not necessarily schools, but are there, like, families of fish, like, avoiding certain areas, or, like...
Why don't you make a knowledge nature check instead?
I just did.
That's what it is.
Oh, I thought you made a perception check. I'm sorry. You would know with that about a creature called a bunyip. That is it's like a seal type creature that seems to match the description of something that could be confused as a water wolf. If someone has never seen or heard of a bunyip before, and they're used to just seeing canines and wolves and stuff, that is like the common creature in this region that you could kind of like akin it to.
Do we see a bunyip?
No, I mean they're aquatic creatures, like they're, but you would know with your knowledge of nature that it wouldn't be entirely out of the ordinary to find one in a river like this.
Are they dangerous? Are they strong?
Yeah, they're really strong swimmers. They can rage like a barbarian.
Oh my god.
They have
cool.
a horrifying roar that can be heard over 100 feet away, and it like strikes fear into the hearts of those that hear it and make them run for their lives.
Thing sounds awesome.
You wouldn't
Awful.
Something.
you wouldn't think that it would be strange if there was a bunyip in this river that it would be a particularly deadly foe.
For us as level 3 adventurers, would we be worried from what we fought so far?
It would be a challenge for you, but it wouldn't be like a suicide to go and seek it out.
You can read that information to us. What
Yeah.
do you think of?
I think it's worth going to try to find it because
We would need something to draw it out.
yeah, you.
You're small like a child.
You are small like
I'm
a child.
giving you the death glare right now.
I agree with him.
I'll
You are
give you
small
one
like a
back.
child.
The evil.
The evil eye.
You're also the most armored.
You can take a hit.
Small
Are you
like a...
calling me a child because I'm short?
No, you look the most like a child in the group.
I'm gonna throw my dagger at you.
Your star knife.
Are you actually like throwing it? Through a melee
No, ranged.
range?
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Sorry.
21?
Yeah, it is.
You realize in throwing that you're going to be doing lethal damage.
I can heal him. It's fine.
Do lethal damage.
Fuck it, I'll...
Too late. Too late. Do lethal damage.
Yeah.
You can take it back if you want to.
Can I trick them?
Getting
Can I see
into a
both?
giant party brawl makes absolutely
Yeah,
no sense.
I'll throw my knife into a tree next to you.
I was just gonna keep the knife for myself.
I'll
needed one of
That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna start a fight over it.
I'll embed it into the tree right next to your head.
How would more so I trip you and you miss and throw him into the tree?
I like that better.
I like that.
It sounds cooler.
You see the
But it was a
fight
good
like breaking
throw.
out and you
It
just,
was a
like,
good
push
throw, and you're like, oh
I got
shit.
my quarterstaff, I'll just be like...
Yeah.
Knock
So I
you
see this
out.
dagger fly in my head, like, nice throw. But then you but it veers off as you trip him. Good save.
I owe you one.
I will not be called a child again.
Dwarf, get in the water.
I'll be back in 10 minutes and I'll have all the decoys you need.
I hear there's a pint of ale at the bottom of this river.
I hear you're a lying sack of crap.
That's neither here nor there.
Darren, we're not using...
Give me 10 minutes, I will be back with the decoy you need.
Darren, we're not using a
Applesauce.
child.
Just use applesauce.
Child.
Just
So
grab
as we're...
What would a
doing
bunyip
this,
like to eat?
I just wade into the water.
It's a carnivore. It would eat anything.
Let's just kill an animal and then...
I just waded into the water.
That's fine. That works too.
Okay.
That's how it works, right?
So you stand in the water for some time, like at the ready, looking around, waiting, expecting. Nothing happens.
Can I go a little bit further out?
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that you waited like up to your waist.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess I'll breaststroke a little bit out further.
Sure.
And then come back.
Yeah, I mean, you swim out, you loop back around.
And I guess I should have said I take off the gear and stuff that I have. So
Sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah, that's
slice my finger and drop a few drops of blood in the water.
As I'm in the water.
I mean, yeah, don't draw 'em.
No, that works.
Everybody make a will save. After a few minutes and the blood dropping into the water, you hear a roar. It's loud and horrifying. And it is
25.
coming down the river.
Coming down the river.
18.
18.
23.
Okay, you are all steadfast.
Can I start just When I hear this over,
Yeah.
I start to swim underwater.
Yeah. You see the bunyip as it surfaces. It is a particularly large bunyip. Bigger than any one you have ever seen before.
Is it big because it's got like a human or an elfin-sized bulge in its stomach?
No.
Oh, okay.
You just see like its head come up out of the water as it
Oh.
roars, and its head is gigantic.
Oh, darn.
So stronger than a normal bunyip.
We got this.
Roll initiative.
I can't swim, so I'll be fighting from the shoreline.
We're all on the shore. You can
Yeah.
beach itself.
I would just say, may I volunteer to go last so I can put my stuff back on?
You can delay, but still roll initiative.
Okay.
And you're also in the water, so you might not want to go last.
Fair. Yeah. Might be going last anyways.
Alright, Baron.
8.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Quinn?
Yeah. 9. I'm not last.
9.
That was him. 15.
Oh, sorry.
Who has a higher dex between Elric and Quinn?
I have 3.
3.
You both have 16.
I have 16.
Yep.
Just roll a d4 as a tiebreaker.
I was gonna say you're a freaking 1.
Alright.
That would be pretty
That
good.
would be awesome.
Just got the same turn.
Well, the bunyip is 100 feet away from you right now. And it closes the gap almost immediately. It comes up, it roars, it tucks its head back under the water, and before you really know what's happening, its head is back up and you see its teeth right in front of you. And before it can bite down on you, your turn.
I will cast. I will use my hex. I will like concentrate really hard, and I'll just kind of like think like butterfly, dreamy thoughts, and I'll try to slumber it to sleep.
Okay.
Just you, not the green.
Oh.
Its save is a 11.
14, so it fails. It falls asleep.
Okay. So yeah, it opens its mouth to bite down on you, and then it just kind of dozes off and floats up to the top of the water asleep.
Does it look fairly large?
Yeah, it's
Get out of the water!
it's not quite twice the size of a normal bunyip, but it is
Pretty close.
much bigger.
Okay. So I'd say let's wait till he gets out of the water before we start beating it up.
I mean, is this thing able to like come on land?
Now that it's floating, you can see that it has flippers. You could assume that it would be able to come on land, but it wouldn't be able to move very well.
Would I be next then? Because I believe I'm.
Yes.
Can I try like pushing it, like pushing it out towards it's sleeping? So I mean, it's just
Yeah.
lumbering, like floating.
Make a swim check to push it without like jostling it around too much to wake it up.
Okay. For a spell, would that be considered my whole move then? If I wanted to use like full strength?
You wouldn't need additional strength to push it
Oh, okay.
unless you're just thinking for your
a swim
check.
I thought.
Sure, you could. Bull strength is your standard action, but you could cast bull strength and then use your move action to push it along with you.
Okay, I have to take a look at full strength.
It increases your strength by 4,
Oh, alright.
so it would give you an additional +2 to a swim check.
Okay, so +4 altogether. 14.
Yeah, that's high enough. So you're able to kind of put your hands on it gently and just kick your feet and kind of slowly roll it over to the land where it banks itself and rolls over onto its back and just begins snoring loudly on the shore.
Yeah, got him. Who's next?
Next would be Elric.
Is there any way we could see if it ate a person, would it look like they have? How big is the bulb bunyip?
The bunyip is,
We don't know when it would have eaten him, though, so it could be a week, it could
Yeah.
be days.
the bunyip is smaller than a horse, but bigger than a large dog.
I'm gonna yell, "Stop staring and kill the son of a whore."
Desna be praised.
The spell strike on the
Yeah.
Star Knife.
Okay.
And then I'll use one of my arcane points to make it +1.
Okay.
51.
51 damage.
Yeah, it's just fried.
So just like a supercharged card.
You make it into like a buzzsaw.
Or not that card, that's Star Knife. That was a Star Knife. So just a
So, as you
quick slash across his belly to open up his belly.
Yeah.
as you coup de grace, essentially, I'm gonna say, I was just thinking about this. I hope that that festival isn't any type of worshipping this.
Oh, great!
Too late now. You can worship its corpse.
Just push it back into the water.
It wasn't us!
So you slash its belly open, its innards kind of pour out, and you can see where its stomach is.
Cut it
Okay.
open.
Cut a look in his belly.
And inside his stomach you find nothing but fish bones.
No kid guts.
No.
Back to the drawing board, gentlemen.
Should we push him? Does it look like people saw us do this?
No, you're sort of off the beaten path. Like, the only person who you would have been an eye shot of is Doriv,
She's
the
busy.
miller.
What do you guys want to do with the corpse?
Burn it.
Just leave it.
I like fire.
I wouldn't leave it.
Why?
They might be mad we killed their guardian deity.
They don't like the thing.
And it looked like they kind of liked it because it protected their place.
The guy at the fairy place killed it.
But they didn't kill this one.
Well, it's because this one was bigger.
Also, the skull at the ferry is nothing like the skull of a bunyip. Now that you see the skull of this bunyip, their skulls are nothing
Yes,
alike.
you said the other one had like horns going off in random directions.
Can I make a cook check to see if its meat would taste good?
Sure.
You guys hungry?
I was thinking would contribute to the festival and not tell them what it is.
Don't question what it is. Just eat
I mean,
it.
we could tell them and see what the reaction is.
Right?
20.
It would be a little rubbery, but you think that with some salt and the right spices, you could prepare some bunyip steaks?
Do I have to? Can that count as like my check for like, cutting it up and whatnot, and creating the steaks out of it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
if
want me to roll it
if
up.
you want to take, if you just want to say that I'm going to take the time to carve this bunyip up and get the choice cuts of meat from it before we push its corpse back into the water or whatever we do, then that's fine. You can
Yeah,
just
that's
do
what
that.
I'll
Sure.
do.
So,
I think we're waiting around here anyway, so.
so here's the question then. Since you're going to make some bunyip out of it, do we put it on a platter with the skull so that they know it's the bunyip? Or
No.
do we not let them know
We
it's the
don't tell
bunyip?
No, I just say we went fishing and we found a lot of meat. A lot
Okay.
of meat.
Good with that?
We'll just say that we didn't want to overshadow their festival by killing the bunyip and saving all the children. We're nice.
We're nice people.
Yeah.
So it takes you a fair amount of time to carve this up. It's like strange anatomy that you're not used to dealing with, but you find what you're looking for, and by that time the sun is beginning to go down, and you can start to see the villagers heading to the north, and you would assume that they're going to the stones.
I think it's time for you to give your sermon, Quinn.
Say what?
Oh, you're giving a sermon.
Surprise!
All right.
Do we need to? Should we bring this meat to the
No.
place
I
right
don't
now?
say so. We'll save it for tomorrow.
Here's some raw meat for your church service.
Oh, he just cut it up into raw meat. So where are we gonna put the raw meat for now?
Well,
In our
in
bags,
Mayor's house?
in our wrappings.
I say I don't know if they don't. They must have a cool place of some sort.
Floated at the bottom of the river.
Probably not.
Do we have any salt with us?
I mean, yeah, if we have salt, I mean, I'm guessing I would. I could probably make like a
Preserve.
Yeah, if you
make like preserve.
you did
like,
say
a
that you
jerky.
wanted to grab like food stocks and stuff for the journey, so that would be something that you would probably have on your person.
So I'll just make like jerky steaks. Then
Sure.
The meat. Okay. Do you want me to actually put down like you have 15 pounds of steak?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Alright. So we'll preserve it and then.
Yeah, and just leave it out on some rocks by the shore.
Let's bring it with us. Put it in a bag. I'll pull a bag out and kind of dump this stuff out and like divvy it out to you guys and be like,
Yeah,
let's,
we can each carry some.
let's
Okay.
put this in.
All right, and then
And then we'll push the corpse back in the river.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
I mean, there's some blood. There's some blood staining the. There's some blood staining the shoreline a little
While he
bit.
was cutting up the meat, could we have tried to like wash some of it away?
I'm going to draw in the blood. Children beware.
Okay.
Every spot he puts that I try to wash. No.
No, please no.
This could be you.
Innards
Be
are
happy
tasty.
it's not you.
And then where to?
The stones,
The
right?
stones.
Okay. So there's a lot. It's sort of like behind the general store.
Oh, okay. How'd you miss that?
It's not like
It's like I
it's
was
not
a dick.
directly behind it. Like you need to keep going a little bit to fight it, but
I
it's a
know that
large
girl too
ring
much.
of black river stones and tall stacked rock columns encompassing an open-air amphitheater built against a steeply sloped sandstone outcropping. Stone benches sit nearby, while a misshapen wicker and corn husk figure with mossy canvas wings looms over an altar stone at the far side. If you have knowledge religion, make a knowledge religion check.
No, I have planes.
History?
I have religion. 22.
22? Okay. So, you recognize this effigy as a representation of Desna, but it is almost an unnerving representation because it is so strange. She's depicted as more of a moth than a butterfly, and she is crudely constructed and untended, almost as if it were just a symbol rather than a proper object of love and veneration. You can see that her wings have become overgrown with cobwebs, and there's little spiders crawling out of the corn husks that she's made out of and taking their place in their webs as the sun goes down, and they begin to catch all of the mosquitoes that are now coming out and landing all over you.
Do you still happen to have the idol
Yeah.
from,
Oh, yeah, of course.
from the church?
What happens when I have my ever-burning torch out? Do they still come by me? Or?
They're more attracted to you.
Yeah, they would still come by you, but one of the townsfolk would say, "Put that out, that's disrespectful."
My bad.
So, Andretti Kriegler stands in front of his people wearing like these crudely constructed white robes. They look like they're made of like white burlap almost. But it seems like it is the best that he has. And he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special treat for you tonight. One of the outsiders is going to lead the Sermon of Desna."
I just slap you on the back.
Yep.
Go get him, Quinn.
Here's looking up, buddy.
Yeah.
So I'll ask to borrow the idol, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll take it out and I'll like unwrap it and treat it very gingerly and hand it to you.
Okay. So I'll lightly take it.
Mm-hmm. Where the mayor is standing, it's like right under this life-size Desna effigy, so it's sort of like unnerving to stand over it because she has like her wings spread and her arms open and like you're right underneath it and she's like staring down at you.
Can I sense like magic to feel if anything comes from this?
Could I detect magic on it to see if there's anything magic-y in it?
You could both detect magic, but if you were to use detect magic, it's like a spell. So like you would use magic words and like magic movements and stuff, and it would be sort of odd to just go stand up there and do some magic.
Can I do it as I'm leaving? As I'm leaving, can I ask him to ask Nix to detect if anything evil is about the statue? Just because, as I start walking towards it, it would be unnerving, like you had said. So I'd be a little leery.
You
get a sermon.
You get the sense of magic not from the statue itself, but from a weapon that the mayor is holding. You didn't take notice of it at first because it at first just appeared as a walking stick. Upon closer inspection, you realize that he's holding a spear. And he says, "Quinn Lunaria, I am honored to have you conduct our sermon tonight. You may hold the sacred spear of Desna."
I'll thank him and I'll ask him if he'll hold the idol or the is it an idol or medallion?
It's just like a symbol.
It's just a butterfly.
Yeah, it's a butterfly like on a pedestal that's about this round. So it's made to like sit on a table or something. It was just placed at the altar in the.
So I'll ask him. As he hands me the staff, I'll grab the staff and then I'll hand him and ask him to hold this safe for me while we give prayer.
So he says, "Yes, you can lead us," and he holds it up above his head and he bows his head and everybody follows. Some of the townsfolk you don't see here. There's only probably about 30 people here. So it doesn't seem like these nightly worships are, or what you're assuming nightly worships are, heavily attended.
Do I see Alexi or Bjork out in the crowd?
No.
Okay.
But you can lead them in a prayer.
I'm gonna kind of keep an eye open as I watch.
Yeah, it's not strange. I mean, everybody just bows their head and closes their eyes.
So I guess I'll reach out with the spear like in the air and say, "Oh, wonderful Desna, please."
You would also think it's strange that he has the spear of Desna, because Desna's weapon is a star knife.
So I guess I'll be pondering this as I'm speaking in prayer. And can I look to see on the if the hilt is like crudely created and it is actually a knife at the end of this, a star knife at the end of this, or?
No, it is just a pointed spearhead. Yeah, it's not exceptionally well made, but.
They do knowledge religion to see what deity used a spear, maybe.
That'd be this guy.
See if they're actually praying to a different deity.
Yes, he's like praying. He's like just counting off the deities in his head. No, not that one. No, not that one.
A general intelligence check.
I'd be down for that. Oh yeah, 22 general intelligence to try to remember my deity history.
There are plenty of deities that have a spear as their favorite weapon.
That are like mothy?
Or no.
Spidery.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Focus in
Just evil in general.
Focus in nature. Yeah, that
puppetry.
Would I be able to make a check while I'm saying the prayer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can be speaking and like thinking at the same time.
I have 14 for religion on the spirit of it. Just acknowledge if any of the texts that I've read speak of a winged deity that worships or has a spear as a sacred symbol.
There is the lawful neutral deity Justitia. She's the god of barristers, judges, guards, professional soldiers, and military. That favors a spear.
You said she was neutral?
Yep. There is lawful neutral.
Lawful neutral.
There is the neutral deity Maikita that favors a spear as well, and her worshippers are generally soldiers and soldiers' families. Just sort of scrolling through deities here.
I'm thinking if you're doing that, then we're probably on the wrong track.
Yeah, I mean, just through your
You're clearly just misguided.
adventures, there's like I said, there's a lot of deities that use spears or
But none particularly mothy like this.
yeah, but nobody that you can think of that is like a moth or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I'll continue on with the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, speaking to the town or to those that I've gathered and asking for, to watch over everyone and prosper with the festival, upcoming festival and stuff like that, and that we say or that we pray in Desna's name and that kind of thing.
Kriegler sort of interjects himself and he says, everyone be sure to get a good night's sleep tonight. As you know, the Dream Tender is much more active on nights before the festival.
Excuse me.
Are you excusing him?
Yes, Dream Tender, could you please explain for us crude outsiders?
You've never heard Desna referred to as the Dream Tender?
Not in this respect.
The Tender of Dreams. Desna, as you well know, is the god of dreams as well as stars, and she ensures that we have pleasant dreams.
Well, golly gee, that's news to me.
And she is exceptionally active on nights before the Founders Festival.
In what regard?
Well, you will have pleasant dreams tonight, of course, if you are a member of the Faithful. She may even visit you in one of them.
I want to go to sleep right now.
I throw up in a ball on the ground.
So he like trades you the spear for the idol. He says, sorry to cut the sermon short, but with the festival starting early tomorrow, it's important that we get a good night's rest.
I understand. Do I feel like the need to not give him the spear back or anything? Any hold over me or anything like that? Okay.
He says, if the four of you will wait, I can show you to your quarters in my manor. That is, if you are choosing to stay with me.
Do we want to stay here and investigate this out a little bit more?
I said I'd like to sleep under the Desna statue.
You'd be sleeping on rocks.
That's okay.
I like to sleep under the stars so I can feel closer to my woman.
My woman. Said like a dwarf.
So
He says, well,
I will just find a comfy pile of hay and dive into it.
he says, suit yourselves.
We got sleeping bags at least.
I've
Go back and get them.
I own a tent as well, but I would like to
comfy
sleep under
beds,
the
but
stars.
if your faith is that strong, I will not stop you.
I look at you to see what you want to do.
Sleeping under the stars isn't my first idea, but this statue is kind of really really hurting my vibe, and I just kind of want to maybe do something to it. So,
I'm gonna do a survival check to make a crude hammock.
oh, you make a very
you make a very, very sleepable hammock.
So I just sling it in between
So-
two trees. And
I assume the mayor guy leaves.
Yeah.
Okay. I talk to you, Quinn, and say, this doesn't seem right.
It doesn't, but I have a feeling that you want to destroy it, and I feel that we probably shouldn't.
Maybe not destroy, but maybe
clean it.
restore.
Clean it
I
up.
like that idea. I say we could.
It's only fair to Desna.
How about
I would agree.
maybe we wait till tomorrow to clean it up?
Why tomorrow?
This is all seeming very out of place. If we clean it up now, we could make them angry tomorrow.
I don't know. It just seems like an insult. First they let the church, get broken down.
She deserves better.
And now they've made an idol, like a sketchy ass idol, like a Children of the Corn style idol of.
And
of this.
I agree. I agree. We should fix it, clean it up. But I think maybe we should wait one day. I'm sure Desna would be fine. She's been this dirty this long. I'm sure she'd be okay with one more night.
Yeah.
But it's up to
girl.
It's up to y'all. That's just my thought.
I also don't agree with that, but I also think that maybe we should rest sooner than later and see what these. Because I've never heard of these dreams.
I haven't heard of these either.
That Andretti speaks of.
Yeah. Is it something? Are we taking shifts?
I'm thinking of not going to sleep.
I mean, as an elf, I think you only need to sleep for
6.
2 or 4.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
Well, I'm gonna climb into my hammock.
What's fatigue again?
Basically -2 to everything. You don't want fatigue.
Fuck it. I got some. I'll take the first watch, and then once you get your 2 hours of sleep, then I'll go to sleep.
So you guys go to sleep. You take shifts, watching and making sure that nothing's going to happen, keeping a watchful eye on this looming effigy hanging above you, but nothing happens. The town itself is very sleepy during the night. Once it's dark, everybody blows the candles out in their houses and goes to sleep. And first light peeks up, roosters crow, and the town wakes back up again.
I didn't dream.
I'm getting to that. I want everybody to make a will save. 5, 5, 14, 14.
Always.
Tread. Janky
Oh,
trash.
right, what?
Bucket.
Do will saves spread it out more?
No.
I'd make it a 10 instead of a 5.
Make me a.
You'd have an 18?
I'd have an
Maybe a
18 with a
9.
will save. You'd have a 17 with a will
That
save.
would be a 10.
Okay. We'll go with will saves.
I have a 9.
You have a rather strange dream.
Right. Listen.
You dream of this strange moth-like effigy. You're sleeping. You dream that you're sleeping in a field alone under the stars. And you're awakened surrounded by these strange figures. Like, they're humanoid figures, but you can't make them out. They're standing just in the darkness, like outside of your vision. The Desna effigy descends upon you and hovers over you, and you can't move.
A very un-Desna-like effigy.
Yes, this moth-looking thing. At first, it doesn't frighten you, but then you realize that you're stuck in place. And you look down and you are bound. You're tied up. And this long, sturge-like needle comes from this Desna effigy's where its mouth would be. and pierces into you, and you jolt awake.
I wake up. No.
None of the rest of you have strange dreams.
Thank God. Couldn't handle
Now,
it.
would I wake up before the rest of them then?
Yeah. But you would easily go back to sleep. I mean, if you wanted to save that story for the morning.
Yeah, I would definitely go back to get my full night's rest.
There's a few villagers that are up before the sun, still working on the finishing touches of the festival. They build stages and things like that. So, you can see them from the stones because the stones are a little elevated, and you can see over to where the festival is going on.
Sure.
But you all wake up. The rooster's crowing sort of makes it difficult to sleep.
Wake up, very uncomfortable due to my dream. Told you we shouldn't have slept out here, damn roosters. Any of y'all have any weird dreams?
Nothing.
Nope, I had a mighty happy one though.
Don't need to know.
I had a very restful night of sleep.
Well, wasn't the case for me. And I will tell you guys what happened, as you heard already.
I would say you are correct. Next false idol.
I think we need to deal with this effigy now. I don't think it can wait.
See what happens at the feast for more information, so we know how to properly deal with it.
I don't want to anger an entire town. I understand that it's a...
I say we try to find the local historian.
I'd like to find where this came from first, before...
If we anger the whole village, it'll be harder to get the information we need to properly deal with the scenario.
Try to track down the local historian and see if he knows any tales of past.
I take the little, statuette of, the real Desna, and I, put it opposing this false idol.
Okay.
To try to maybe, counteract this evil. Or what I assume to be evil. And, I make a quick prayer and I'm off with whatever we're doing.
I'll pray with you when you pray.
Yes, are you kneeling next to the idol?
Yeah.
I'll kneel next to you and pray too.
Lock arms and...
All four of you will pray around the idol.
Sing a hymn.
As long as we're not praying the game.
Oh my God. All three adults and one child just... I'm sorry, what?
The one child!
Watch yourself.
Good thing this sermon was family friendly. We have a child in the midst.
Your cards may just disappear one day.
Come, child, join us in prayer.
You can't read your cards when they're shredded in half.
When they're eaten.
Ow.
So you want to head to the feast area then?
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of people, they're dragging tables out and they're putting some nails in some crudely constructed stages, and they got piles for what look like bonfire piles lined up along the outskirts for later on. It looks like there's a couple people setting up games. There's a whole bunch of caged ravens.
Is there a main stage at all?
Not really. It's just it's kind of like a big circle, and it's sort of set up in a round, and the center is pretty bare.
So I'd like to, if you don't mind me interjecting, I'd like to stand in the middle and kind of call out to the people that are working and stuff like that, and say, did Desna visit anyone last night?
A couple people say Desna always visits on the Founder's Day.
Is there anybody that I would recognize or anything?
Nobody that you recognize. Just there's nobody around here that's doing setup that you recognize.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is I'd like to converse with them.
Okay.
To find out what their dream is to compare to yours.
Sure.
So, but I mean, we can do that in the background later. Stuff we want.
That's fine. If you wanna approach someone in particular that said that and have a conversation with them, then you can.
Okay, cool. I'd like to do that.
And you just ask what his dream was about.
Yeah, say like, oh, you know, I'm happy that doesn't visit you, brother or sister, whatever it may be, and ask him about what Desna did, or.
He says she met me on the roof of my house, and we took flight together, throwing spears down towards the earth like fallen stars.
I wish I had that dream.
And he says, that's why Desna's favorite weapon is the spear, after all. Represents the fallen stars.
Who did you hear that from?
Well, everybody knows that about Desna.
Who originally told you about Desna, though?
Well, I don't really know. We're just... Everybody just knows it.
You have received some misinformation there, my gentleman.
Yep, I wasn't going that route.
As
Thank
I,
you, Valor. Or
as I start sharpening my starblade.
Baron.
He says, what are you talking about?
The spear has nothing to do with Desna. Her favorite weapon is... I hold up my starblade.
And things go south.
He says, well, sure, the star knife sometimes is associated with Desna, but everybody knows that when it really comes down to it, Desna stands strong, holding the spear. It's an old tradition to have the star knife associated with Desna, but that is a pretty star knife, and you should take part in the star knife throw.
He's not very good.
You could take part in it too. Hell, all of you could.
Sounds good.
I sense a competition of brewing.
Why?
And if your backwoods you can believe in your backwoods logic, it will not stop you.
Why do you have to build this every month? Why do you have to build a new festival area every month?
It's not so much that we build it, we just collapse it to keep it away from the weather. Keep the tables and the
Sure.
2x4s in the barns. And it's sort of a pain to put it all together, but
We're only gonna do it once a month.
Speaking of putting this all together, we actually brought something to the festival that we thought could help, but we were looking for a place to lay it out in the sun.
almost on cue, Andretti walks up behind you and he says, "Oh, you're contributing. What are you bringing?"
How much would you say, like, how many pounds of meat do you have?
Easily like 30.
30 pounds of mystery meat.
Well,
Enjoy.
30 pounds, well, they might not.
Say mystery meat.
Fish meat. We're not live.
Oh yeah, 30 pounds of, is it Bayou?
Bunyip.
Bunyip.
Bunyip jerky.
Strange, I've not heard of that, but you outsiders have strange customs. I'm certain the people will be excited to try it, as long as you're willing to try ours.
I can't wait to try fried tick.
It's roast tick.
It's going to be a little fishy and a little rubbery. The bunyip, that is. Hopefully not the tick. But I hope that you all enjoy. And know that your waters are safer.
He kind of looks at you strangely and says, "Thank you," and he like struggles with the meat and kind of drags it.
I insist you try some right now, though.
Can I,
It's not done.
Yeah.
can I, you said that there's a collection of ravens?
Yes.
Can I look at them?
Sure, there's like a man there he has like a quill and like a piece of rough parchment that he's kind of scratching on. And each raven has a name like attached to their cage.
Can I read them? Or
Sure.
Can I, percept it?
The ravens' names, there's 8 of them. Their names are Clawfoot, Fool's Cap, Greedy Guts, Grizzle, Schnapp Sauce, Soot, Vinegar Tom, and Wormwort.
I like Vinegar Tom.
Yes,
I am too. He's pretty good. Fine, sir. What is the ravens for?
Fighting.
With each other?
Yeah.
Neat.
Smart money's on Vinegar Tom. Raised him myself.
10 gold pieces on Vinegar Tom.
Sense motive? No, I believe him fully, completely.
10 gold pieces on him.
May I ask a question out of game?
Yeah.
Would Desna be opposed against animal cruelty?
Not really. She doesn't have a whole lot to do with animals.
Okay.
Yeah, she's above the heavens, right? So she wouldn't really care.
Okay.
More souls to go to heaven.
To that knife throwing competition.
He says,
That's just what I'm talking to.
you got a raven, huh?
Why? Yes, I do.
Much of a fighter?
The best.
Want to put a little wager on that?
How much you got?
I have 5 gold pieces.
I don't get out of bed for less than 10.
Not too rich for my blood.
Whoa, alright.
Do I smell a wussy? You have 10.
As much as I would like to wager, I just don't have 10 gold.
You're a betting man. I'm sure you have some collateral.
Well, I'll tell you what. When Vinegar Tom wins a tournament, you can come find me and we'll see who the real king of the ravens
You're
is.
paying me gold then.
What is your name, sir?
Name is... I don't know if he has a name.
Non-vinegar Tom.
Tom.
Name's Tom.
Tom Vinegar.
Tom Vinegar.
So I got 10 gold on Vinegar Tom.
Who's the
Underdog?
who's the underdog crow in this pen?
Fool's Cap. Loses every fight.
5 gold on Fool's Cap.
Well, thought you city folk were supposed to be smart.
I'm betting, man.
I'm glad to take your gold. Bet the 10 gold. He just kind of walks off mumbling to himself.
Fool's what?
Fool's Cap.
Fool's Cap.
Did you want to bet? You can catch him before he walks away. No. Okay. Well, just walking around, you can see what's going on. Like, there's the raven fights. People have started filing in now. They have a bonfire going in the center. And they have, like, a line of rocks on 2 sides, making, like, a walkway up to the bonfire. And then there's a hay bale on the other side of the bonfire.
Are they doing anything up to the bonfire?
Not yet. It looks like they're preparing for something there.
Okay. I'll watch intently.
While they're preparing, I do want to go to a knife throwing competition.
Yeah. That's... Sure. That's going on now. I mean,
Right, just wherever it happens.
Yeah, and the 4 of you can partake. Like,
Okay, let's do it.
They only have 4 star knives. And they're old and rusty, but if you prefer to use your own, they're not going to stop you.
Yeah, I'll use my own.
Yeah, I'll use my own.
So, this is the smith and trader store. So he sees you, he says, "Oh, it's that dwarf again."
I'm gonna win this contest.
Marry your wife.
Well, you care to throw some star knives?
I can throw it better than you can.
I'm not participating.
Exactly. You're
That
scared.
means I can throw it better than you.
He says, the star knife was wielded and carried by our village's founder, Iola Kriegler. We throw these star knives today in memory of her.
I written that
So he points at bales of hay at distances of 20, 60, and 100 feet away. So he has 6 star knives actually, and he says each of you take turns throwing the 6 at. You throw 2 at each target, and whoever sticks the most wins.
I mean, we can use ours for one of them if we want.
You can use yours for one of them if you want, yeah.
Well,
Even though the strength only has 20 feet, so how does that work after 20 feet?
So it is thrown range penalties. So the 60 feet would be at a -4, and the 100 feet would be at a minus 40, 60, 100, -8.
Okay.
So who wants to go first?
I want to go first.
while you're throwing, I'm going to chat up the gentleman that owns the trade store and ask, is Iona Andretti's grandmother or great-grandmother? How far?
This is kin. It goes back a few generations.
Alright, so my first throw.
You going first?
Yeah. Just,
I'll just, instead of you taking penalties, I'll just increase the Bale's AC. So just
Okay.
roll 6 attack rolls.
First one would be 13.
That's a hit.
11.
Your second throw goes wide.
Hit her
Now
with
at
a
the
bow.
60-foot one.
11. And 19.
You hit 1 at the 60-foot.
23.
Yeah, you sink the 100-foot target. By this time,
At 23!
Nice.
by this time, a little crowd has gathered around, and they're really, they're like cheering you on.
Apparently, my eyes need to be checked.
So he says, 4 hits, a solid start. Any of you guys gonna beat that?
I got this.
Albert's just going to be in the back.
20,
I got this.
Sink it,
19,
sink it.
nope, 6,
Nope. Throw it right over the bale,
10,
and again, just arc it over.
10,
Throw it way wide,
19,
and just miss that last one. So you sink the two
short one.
short ones, and your range is maxed out at that 20 feet.
Don't worry, I'm sure they have a child's range there somewhere.
Do you need a ladder?
Perhaps a higher vantage point.
I pout off and you'll find a mug of ale. This game's rigged.
I walk forward.
These startups
Speed
are
for tall
warped.
people.
Alright.
It's the weather
And I
conditions. The
grabbed
wind was
2
blowing your
In
way.
one go for the first bay hail.
Okay.
I'm going to do a rapid shot.
Alright.
It's going to be -3 to both, right? No, that's if I do deadly. I don't need to do deadly aim. I just need
No.
-2.
Yeah.
So,
You want another D20?
So you take
no.
1 in each hand and just
Yeah.
ambidextrously.
Unless I could, for flavor, just pick both up and throw both.
Yeah, you could probably do that. So if you guys don't know what a star knife is, it has it's like a bunch of daggers that are connected to a circle, and then there's a handle in the circle that you hold. So it's like a spinning weapon that you kind of punch with.
So, instead of getting +5, I get +3. 17.
That's it.
And a crit.
Yeah, that one is.
No,
So,
dead
I
center.
just pick both up, chuck both in the hay bale.
You should have one go through the other one.
Split the arrow.
One's extra accurate.
One goes through the handle of the other one, so they hit at the same time in an X pattern.
Yeah. Alright, I realized that after 20 feet's beyond my increment, so I'm not so cocky for the next two. Nope, I rolled a 1.
Alright, sorry,
It's someone in the crowd.
Nick is the only one to hit that. Yeah,
I pick it up, and as I go to throw it, I just drop it.
Yeah, it flies behind you, and you look back, and a couple people jump out of the way.
That was a warning shot.
And then, 17, or sorry, plus 5, 19.
Yeah.
But then I quickly cover it up and throw it again.
And now you're at the
100. I rolled a 16, so plus 5.
Yep.
And then I take my star knife out in Desna's name, and I use one of my points to make it plus 1.
Alright.
To give me a plus 6.
Yeah.
16.
16 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one flies wide in Desna's name.
How close
Fly
was
free.
it?
Just like her legs.
It was.
Reroll! I didn't do my reroll yet.
Alright.
I have to on this. Come on now.
No baby.
17.
Still don't hit. So yeah, you come close. You graze the top of the hay bale, but it does not stick. So you tie Nyx. You do not exceed his score.
I still like my first.
Yeah,
turn.
right.
Does Quinn want to try?
So does everybody look to me?
Yeah.
So I just go, I
I'm gonna go
pick up my
knife
my
back
quarter
up.
staff, and I'm like, I'm just better at poking things. And I say, Nyx, this victory's yours.
We're tied.
The blacksmith, whose name is Saul, when you say I'm better at poking things, he like nudges you. He says, "Me too. How do you think I got such a beautiful daughter?"
Oh, God.
Nyx is... Saul is my hero.
He says, "Well, thanks for playing. I'll let you know if any of the villagers do better than that, but that was pretty impressive, you two.
What do we win?
I'm gonna tell the mayor that you were very proficient with these star knives, and you're gonna win a seat at his table for the dinner."
Yeah.
What if I don't want it?
Shut up, you're not coming.
You missed, child.
You can sit at the mayor's children's table.
So by this time they have the
I'm
bond.
fuming mad right now. Spitting fire.
By this time they have the bonfire going. The fire's 10 feet in diameter with like 3-foot high flames. And you see one of the villagers come running full bore down and try to jump over the fire and like land in the hay bale and like roll out on fire, and a bunch of guys come over and like roll him around in the dirt to put him out, and he like runs away.
I can't make the jump, you'll have to toss me.
I'll turn to, is it Sal?
Saul.
Sal. Alright, sorry, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
No,
I was turning to Sal, I'm like, now that looks like something I can do, jumping over fire.
Dreamer's Leap, give it a try.
Alright, so I'm gonna try that.
There's nobody like running this. It's just like people watching. There's a bonfire going. It's unattended, and every once in a while, a villager just takes off down and tries to jump over a 3-foot high fire.
I'll ask Sal if he happens to have any.
Toss me, Quinn. Toss me.
Some spirits that I can drink.
Not here. I'm running a game.
Alright.
He wants to toss
I
me.
walk up to you with a mug of ale.
How about if I do this, I'll use diplomacy if you want me to.
Okay.
I get a kiss on the cheek from your daughter.
Yeah, sure. If you succeed.
You don't want me to go for that? The diplomacy?
No, that's he likes that idea.
Alright.
Dog is loose.
So yeah,
She's the town whore.
you stand at the like rock walkway up to these flames, and you take a deep breath, and everybody starts to cheer you on, and
I'm in the background. Just hit the fire! Hit the fire!
Trip.
so you get a 10-foot running start, and you have to make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics?
Yes.
I was gonna use bull strength to help me leap, but that won't work. Can I I stabilize myself to fly over the fire?
Stabilize is like stabilizing a dying creature.
Can I use my grappling hook and Indiana Jones across this?
I don't know what you're gonna grapple onto.
A tree branch or something?
Desna up in the sky.
There's gotta be a tree over this. I can.
10.
Alright, so you jump and you almost clear it, and you land just in the fire. You take 1 point of fire damage as you get a little singed and just kind of like hop out the other side.
So, is fire damage different than standard?
No, it's just you take 1 damage. But everybody cheers you, and a couple people come and pick you up and like brush you off, like to make sure that you're not on fire.
Alright, so I'll jump up and be like, so close from getting that kiss.
And everybody, if you guys are all still over at the Falling Stars game, that like the villagers like are starting to push you over. They say, "Do the Dreamer's Leap! Do the Dreamer's Leap!"
All right, I'll go.
I'm using my grappling hook because I can't make this jump. But
You can't like what?
there's gotta be a tree branch or something I can hook onto.
There's it's
a
a middle.
fire.
It's a big like it's a big like.
All right, the short little fat dude's gonna.
You can take if you don't take off your armor, you have a -7 penalty.
You got this.
Oh,
You got this.
Also, I guess if you're at a festival, it doesn't make sense to be like fully armed and armored anyway.
All
Like,
right,
I understand that you'd have your star knives or whatever, but
Oh, wow!
so yeah, the little guy, little dwarf, gets his legs going real fast, and he leaps, and he does the biggest leap that you've ever seen a dwarf do, and he clears the fire like hurdles it, jumps like as tall as his head, and all the villagers come and like surround him, and and they all like they get underneath you and like hoist you up and carry you away to the ale tent.
I'm gonna
How
take,
you like
I'm gonna
them
take the
apples?
opportunity to slink away from the fire. Like, yeah.
How you like them apples?
Who's a child?
As this is happening, there's the raven fights that are going on. There's the three-legged race that's going on. And, you're like urged to partake in anything that you want to, and
I'll partake in the race.
there's not necessarily like rules or any roles or anything for it. So it's just you have fun, you play games most of the day, and then Kriegler addresses people. There's locals playing music and stuff, and
I got my jug.
Kriegler like hushes the crowd and he addresses everybody and he says, "We're about to start to cook the pig." And then everybody, woo! And he says, "But first, we gotta catch the pig." And he points to like this little mud pit that these guys have like pounded stakes and wires into. And two guys bring this like little sickly looking squealing pig out and put it in there. And another guy takes this big like wad of lard and rubs it all over this pig, and he says, Mayor looks to you and he says, "Any of you boys think you can catch the greased pig?"
I want to see the dwarf do it.
Get him.
Plenty of room for all four of you.
All right,
Sure.
I
Sounds
mean,
like fun.
grapple check.
I'll get in there.
I'll get in there.
Yeah, why not?
Make
All right,
fools of
so
themselves.
he announces, he says, "The four outsiders are gonna catch us a greased pig!" And everybody cheers.
Those are my kind of people.
So, what I need you to do is roll initiative.
Besides,
Grapple check.
You guys can climb over the wire fence and get in there. And the mayor takes a thunderstone, which is just a common like alchemical item, and he says, "Let's go!" And he throws it on the ground, and it makes this big boom that startles the pig, and the pig starts squealing and running around, and you guys take off in this mud pit after it. So Elric goes first. You have to make a CMB attempt to grapple this pig.
And then move up to it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
small.
Small
The
little
whole
thing.
enclosure is maybe
Okay.
20 feet wide.
Alright. I go and I just like Superman jump on it. For CMB.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, you go to jump on him and he runs out of the way and you fall face first into the mud, making a huge mess out of yourself. Nyx is up next.
So, seeing that I'm not really in the ways of that, I'm gonna kind of like just root myself and like try to lessen the space that it can run.
Okay.
And so just kind of like keep it like in.
Yeah, keep it like at
Hurting
bay.
it. Yeah, keep
Sure.
it pinned for these guys to easily get it.
All right, Baron would go next.
Alright.
Crocodile Dundee.
20?
Right.
CMB.
Yeah, Baron dives onto this pig and it's squirming around. It's gonna try to escape. Does an 18 beat your CMD?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have it just for a second. It slips out of your grasp and keeps running, and it starts heading for Quinn.
Time to redeem myself. 14.
Yeah, you try to grab him and he runs right through your legs and you just trip and fall in the mud. So all you guys are real muddy, except for Nyx here. Elric pulls himself up out of the mud
I was
just
gonna
just
say
in time for...
I was gonna say I was just wait to try to grab his legs as he runs by me.
Okay, yeah, I mean, because he's running in a circle, so he's coming around by you again, so you could try to grab him.
No.
No?
No.
Alright, he just jumps right over your hands and comes around back towards Nyx.
So
Looks like he's getting sort of tired.
all right, I'll give it a go. Seeing that I can maybe get this.
Your CMB of 0. Yeah.
I know. 11. I don't want to dive. I just kind of want to like, if I can grab, I can. If I can, I
Yeah,
can.
you give a half-assed like reach down and he runs through. I don't want to get dirty.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought. I'm like, I don't really want to jump in the mud.
Nope. 8.
You can't
Yeah,
get out
so-
of the mud.
Baron dives over again and misses, and he comes back around towards Quinn.
I'm gonna leap off his back.
So he's down on his hands and knees.
Yeah.
You're gonna just spring off.
Yeah.
Superman punch.
14.
Still not good enough. But by this time you notice this pig, like his tongue is hanging out and he's like panting because he's just running full bore. He's coming back around by Elric. Have you gotten up yet?
I just like get up and shift over to try to like grab him with all four.
Okay.
Ah! For 18.
That's enough. You wrap him up, and you don't have him for long, as he's still pretty.
He gets a burst of strength.
He's still pretty slippery and slips through your grasp and
knocks me
runs
on my
back
back.
around to Nyx.
Rather than trying to get him the conventional way, I'm just gonna hex slumber him.
Okay.
Just like, and then like
Yeah, your hex takes hold, and he stops running, and he starts to get drowsy, and he just tips over.
I'm just gonna grab him. Ah!
Everybody sort of looks around like, what just happened? But before before anything, they say, the winner! And for your hard work, you get the choicest cut of meat from the pig.
Ah!
As you're holding him up above your head,
It wakes up.
it like jerks a little bit, like unnaturally. And like you bring him back down, and you see that it's like foaming at the mouth, and its eyes are like rolled up into its head, and it starts to like convulse as little like bubbles start to form on its skin, and tendril like plant vines come from out of its body.
Don't sound like you're the winner no more.
Do you want to still hold it at this point?
I'm just gonna drop it onto the ground. Into the
As
mud.
you drop it, it shakes around more, and like Venus flytraps come out of its back.
Oh.
And it stands back up,
So,
now looking like this.
Something's wrong with your pig.
no, great.
Lovely.
Its squeals turn from pig squeals to something that sounds very, very close to a crying baby.
Knowledge something?
Do you have to make will saves at all?
No. Yes, I'm sorry. And it stands up and staggers a little bit, but then it gets its bearings and it charges toward Nyx.
And I do want to do a knowledge if I have one of the ones for it.
Okay. You are.
Arcane Visionary Planes.
That's fine. Planes will do, but you are sickened by this thing's appearance
Alright, so my
and
face
its
gets...
horrific transformation.
Yeah, my face gets green. I'm like... But, for the knowledge...
What were the other?
11.
17.
16.
Okay, you guys are all fine.
There's a will save, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 11.
Yeah, you can make your knowledge quickly.
19.
This is an extra planar creature. It is an unusually oversized Sithnagot Klipoth. I don't know how to pronounce that actually.
Okay.
But it is something from like a faraway world.
Oh, so it's not from this world.
No, it is from a different plane. And it is very strange that
It's here.
it is here and has taken root in a pig.
So the pig isn't necessarily what the creature is. It's just...
No, it's like a parasite that was growing inside of it that has burst forth.
What else can I know about it? With a 19. Same thing.
Probably.
Not much, because it's such a
Yeah,
strange thing.
that's cool.
So, but it is charging toward Nyx, and it would be Baron's turn in initiative first. You would get one round before it.
I guess I'll go after it with my Star Knife.
All right. So you're gonna move to like intercept it.
Yep. And cast Holy Strike on myself. Is that an immediate Holy Strike?
Holy Strike is a standard action.
Okay, yeah.
So,
before I do that, yes, I'll cast Holy Strike on myself, and that'll be my turn.
okay. So yeah, you'll cast Holy Strike, grab your Star Knife, and
Yep.
that'll be your turn. Then it's the Sithnagot. I hope I'm saying that right. But it is charging you. And it is... the Venus flytraps on its back are like forward and like snapping down. And that is what is going to attempt to bite you. 14.
Yes.
So you get bit by this flytrap for 12 damage as it clamps down on you. And you also have to make a fortitude save as it leaves you with some spores.
13.
Okay. It doesn't seem to have any effect on you. It is then Quinn's turn.
Am I able to sense if this being is inherently evil?
You don't have like the ability to sense that, no.
I guess I'll. Am I in close vicinity of it?
Yeah.
So I'll use magic weapon
Okay.
on my star knife, because I'm assuming I probably didn't bring my quarterstaff into the pit with me.
Yeah, that's fine. That would be your whole turn then. Drawing your star knife as a move action and then casting magic weapon on it.
Okay.
Then it would be Elric's turn.
What does Sickened do?
Sickened is like a -2 on saves, attack rolls, and ability checks.
Okay, so 2 things a turn.
Yeah, you're not staggered. You just have a penalty.
Okay. Pull out my cards and use one of my arcane pool points, since that's the luck that hurt him, and I will try to hurt the pig.
Okay.
With a shocking grasp throw. Not a double, just a 1.
Alright. So you pull out your hero cards and you pull one out, you electrify it, and you toss it at this
So instead of getting
charging hog-like creature.
a +6, I'll get a +4. 15.
That is enough to hit. It doesn't look like it has much of a defense. It's just sort of like a lifeless corpse with a creature inside of it.
19 damage.
Alright.
Barbecue me a pig.
No, I don't want to eat this pig.
Nope, that's all yours, man.
Alright, and then your card hits it and sticks in and electrifies it, and it turns its attention away from Nyx to you. So it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna shift 5 feet back as far as I can, and while I'm doing it, I'm gonna like conjure this big snowball into my hand. I'm just gonna launch it at him.
Alright, so you make a ranged touch.
Yep. 10.
Your snowball flies toward the creature, but ends up going past it as it moves away from you and charges toward Elric to
Tried.
attempt to bite you as well. But only a 13 is not going to be enough. It clamps wildly around, and then it becomes Baron's turn.
Alright. So you said we don't know if it's inherently evil or not?
You don't know, but
You can guess.
yeah.
So I would get an additional d6 holy damage, so. I'll go after it with my star knife. Probably not. 9.
Do you have a reroll?
Used it already.
Alright.
What'd you use yours on? Because I know we used it as 2.
Perform check.
That was a different day.
Yeah, it's a different.
Oh,
look.
true.
2 and a 1. Even better. Alright.
Get out of the way.
So yeah, you swing your holy star knife. It is glowing purple, and it just leaves a nice purple streak in the air.
I'm just putting on a show.
Laser
Then
light
it's
show.
Quinn's turn.
Would I be able to use Touch of Good on myself and still attack?
No, Touch of Good is a standard action.
Okay. No, just attack.
Okay.
But I previously did use Magic Weapon
Mm-hmm.
on my Star Knife. I'm gonna use my reroll because I believe I used my reroll previous day.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
That's fine.
22.
That's definitely a hit.
Yeah.
4.
Alright, the magic of your weapon seems to cut through the supernatural defenses of this creature as you give it a good cut and sever one of the 3 Venus flytrap-like mouths. Elric's turn.
I'm going to shift back and just try to throw 2 cards at it.
Okay.
And
Just 2 regular cards.
Yeah,
No.
just 2 regular cards. I used the arcane pool, so they're magic.
Yeah.
Point blank shot. If they're in 30 feet, that's +1 to attack, right?
And damage.
And damage. So originally I'd have a 7, but since I'm sticking, it's a 5. But since then throwing 2 would be then 3.
Yes.
1. 14.
That's a hit.
Alright, so 1 hits for 5.
Alright, you sink a card into its flesh, and it's still going. It looks like it's hurting. There's strange liquid coming out of it that you can assume is the blood of this thing. Nyx.
I'm gonna just Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Finish it.
11?
That does hit him.
Okay.
However, as soon as the cold touches his flesh, it's as if you shot cold into molten lava. It just like melts away from him and has no effect. Barrett's turn.
Alright.
This is a difficult enemy for a winter witch.
Start of it. Yes. 24.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
So 2d6. 10.
Yeah. So yeah, you get in there finally. You're able to hit it with your holy strike, and you deal the final blow. You sink your star knife right through the back of this thing, destroying the parasite within, and the body of the pig stops moving. The parasite shrivels up and sinks back into it. And with that, we're going to stop. The strange creature has appeared in Ravenmoor. What other secrets does it hold? Stay tuned. And I won't forget the tagline this time. We'll see you at the table!